Hey Travis, let's dig into this workout real quick. Loving this setup, by the way. Really liking the tension in the upper back and all that. Loving how quickly the knees get out. I'd like to see your hips get back more earlier. You're going to see that as you drop down, your hips kind of close a little bit more. That's because they weren't closed enough as it was. This one you did a better job there, and you notice that you don't see it as much. The next thing I want to work on is the tension in the hips, okay? Right here, right as you start descending, you're going to feel tension in this back leg muscle, okay? That you're, of course, your hamstring. As you descend, I want you to keep that tension. Right here, you're doing it. Right here, you're doing it. Right here, it's still tense. And then as you descend a little further, there, it's still tense. Okay? This is when you forcibly initiate the ascent. You do it, right? It's not going to happen to you. You're going to cause the ascent. Okay? Otherwise, what happens is this. Watch this. You just dropped about a quarter of an inch more, and instead of you initiating the ascent intentionally, your calf mashed up against your hamstring here and kind of ascended you, right? You bounced off, your hamstring bounced off your calf and it kind of got you going up, if that makes sense. You hit the bottom. The goal here is to cut off just a hair before the bottom there, because if you do hit the bottom, things tend to relax, and that relaxation is going to cause this change in back angle that we're seeing that we'd kind of rather not see, which is this, right? This flexion in the spine and change in back angle. You're kind of on your toes here. Do you see how the bar is not over even close to the midfoot? It's kind of over the toes. All that business is definitely going to be helped if we do not go quite or loosen up at the bottom. If we're able to keep our tension in the low back, keep our tension in the hamstrings at the bottom. With these presses, what I want you to do, well, first of all, let's look at them and then I'll tell you what I want you to do about it. So what we'd ideally like to see here is from this position, we'd like to see this whole unit as a tight unit together start to ascend as the elbow sort of gets more forward. Okay, the elbow jumps up there. And then we'd like to see the tricep open up. So we tricep open up the elbow. And so the elbow is going to open after that happens. So we'd like to see sort of the whole upper arm go up, and then we'd like to see the forearm start going up alone of the upper arm. So watch what happens instead. Now the shoulder is kind of at the same angle that it was a half second ago, but the elbow is actually pretty darn open. Watch again. Elbow's still really open. It's opening up really fast, and the upper arm really hasn't gotten much farther away from the body, right? Same thing. The elbow is half open, right? But the shoulder still hasn't flexed completely where it needs to be. And now where are you, right? Your triceps are almost totally open, or your elbows are almost totally open, and your shoulders still haven't opened up, haven't flexed as much as they need to. Where does that put you? Well, your shoulders can't really pull from this angle. They're not. It's not a very good angle for them to pull at because there's a bunch of moment against them from the barbell being there. And really, the upper back musculature can't do anything yet. So you've got to sort of lay back. See how you're constantly getting far and farther back. You've got to lay back and sort of move the bar back with your shift the bar back with your weight so that you can get the upper back musculature involved in it and then lock it out. So here's what I want you to do instead of that. As you're going up, you've got this waft of hair right here. It is absolutely pivotal and necessary that every single rep you push up to hit that hair. You have to touch it, okay? As the bar goes up, it simply has to touch that hair before it goes past the forehead, okay? It has to go straight up, hit the hair, and then straight up to lockout, all right? This will If you're doing this right, or to practice this, you will want to keep your elbow closed and shove your upper arm up, right? Sort of like you're jacking your elbows up, placing your forearms close to your temples, right? Before your forearms then leave, or before your elbows then open up. So feel that out. Practice that in your warm-ups for sure, and these will feel a lot better. What is this, 0.5? Cool. Let's watch what happened right there, because this is actually this happens in the subsequent reps as well. So right now you've got the bar over midfoot, you've got the hips in a good position, you've got your weight is on your middle foot, all that stuff's going on. This is even an okay position. You're a little on your heels now, but it's not really enough to really matter. Watch what happens. As the hips drop lower, let's rewind. As the hips drop lower, watch for the bar. Bar's going to move forward. Crap! Look how far that bar is over midfoot, or over the toes. Look at the shadow. It's directly over the toes. Tragedy, you're going to see that the hips shoot up first, the shoulders actually drop a little bit, and you kind of come onto your heels because the bar had to swing back. All that business is all because the bar had to go, or went over the toes. So now you've got the bar back a little bit more, and we do the same thing, right? We drop the hips, move the bar forward, all that business. So my challenge to you is to get even tighter than you're showing here, but to not let the bar move forward. Okay, it is absolutely pertinent that you stay over the middle foot and that the bar does not move forward or backward after your setup. If you can do those two things and find a way to straighten your back out, you will be doing this deadlift exactly perfectly. The way to do that is to about right here, when you're setting up, pull it back over middle foot. So what that's going to involve is, if you're not quite sure where to put it, make sure to check the first time you drop your hands to the bar. So golly, you clipped this well. So right here, when you're down at this position, you look at the bar and you say, okay, what does this perspective look like, right? You're going to put the bar right back into that picture every single time. So you pull the bar back, let's say you're on your second rep. You pull the bar back to where it needs to go, right here. Right here. Pull the bar back. And then, when you're right about here, you're getting ready to pull, you pick up 200 of the 270 pounds. Okay, that's what I want you to do first. So you do it about here. You see all that tightening up. You pick up about 200 pounds here, okay? It needs to be more than half the weight of the bar. It's very important that you get a lot of weight in your hands. But you do not move the bar, right? Your body moves around the bar to pick the bar up, but the bar doesn't move forward or backward. Once you've done that, then you can tighten your back up by pulling your butt bone, your tailbone, up to your shoulder blades. And once you do that, everything else will feel easy because you'll have done the hard part ahead of time. I hope that helps, Travis. Please let me know if you have any questions at all. I'm really glad that your training is progressing so well, and there's a lot more in the tank, man. You will hear from me soon.